Hey you, it's you watching this video. I bet 99.99% that right now, your mind is spinning with dozens of things to do that you haven't touched yet, right? Stop not doing, awakening your peak life. Welcome to Daily Improvement, where we not only share knowledge, but also change together, becoming the most epic version of ourselves. Today, we will learn more about a vicious disease, a hidden enemy that everyone has faced. Procrastination. Do you find yourself in any of the following situations? The deadline is looming over you like an ex-lover demanding payment, yet you are still leisurely surfing TikTok? Your monthly report looks like it was just run over by a steamroller. The deadline is approaching, but it's still sitting quietly in your folder? Are you about to have your electricity and water cut off because you missed your date with the god of wealth to pay the bill, while you were busy conquering the latest version of a game? Or is that life-changing book you swore you'd read all last month now sitting peacefully on the shelf, gathering more dust than your first love? At the beginning of the year, you enthusiastically set a series of epic goals like a Hollywood movie. But now that it's almost the end of the year, you look back and, well, they're still intact, untouched. Deadline: when monsters awaken and you become an accidental superhero. We all know there are extremely important tasks, life and death tasks, that need to be completed. But for some reason, our genius brains prefer to choose less urgent, more entertaining activities first. Typical examples: scrolling through Facebook, thought it was only 5 minutes, turned out to be 5 hours, playing games until the device overheats, or binging Netflix series without sleep. And then, beep, 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 the clock ticks, time flies, and the whole day, you do nothing but entertain. Only when the deadline, like a giant monster, puffs on the back of the neck, spits fire on the butt, do we finally drag ourselves to the company. We even turn into night owls, drink coffee instead of blood, with dark circles under our eyes like pandas. And of course, the result is usually a complete disaster. I'm sure many of us have experienced this situation. That, my friends, is procrastination. Procrastination isn't a medically classified illness, but it's often harder to cure than a chronic disease. A shocking survey reveals that up to 25% of office workers are wasting time solely due to procrastination. What's even more concerning is that almost every one of us thinks we're part of that elite 25%. Sounds paradoxical, but it's a harsh truth, isn't it? The mystery behind human laziness. Why do we procrastinate so much? Why do we seem addicted to procrastination? How can we completely put an end to this annoying illness, making life more exciting, allowing for truly quality rest and entertainment, and excelling at work without the nagging discomfort of procrastination? Today, Improve Every Day will combine the wisdom from 2 top-tier books, The Willpower Instinct and End Procrastination, to share with you how to eradicate this procrastination habit at its root. Get ready, because what you're about to read will change your life forever. Procrastination, a hidden enemy or ancestral DNA, awakening? Procrastination, simply put, is the habit of putting off important tasks that need to be done. When we procrastinate, we often have a psychological trigger that diverts our attention to non-urgent and highly entertaining things, like, ugh, this work is too stressful. I'll just scroll Facebook for a bit to de-stress. And then that bit turns into forever. But did you know? The deep-seated reason we completely lose control and indulge ourselves in distractions actually stems from our very own innate genes. Our brain, the most sophisticated part of our body, is incredibly addicted to doing things that bring immediate pleasure. When faced with 2 choices, rationality, do important, difficult tasks to achieve a great benefit later, like studying today to get a high score on tomorrow's exam. Instant gratification. Get happy right away, like playing games now, even if the exam is tomorrow. Guess which option our mischievous brain will choose? That's right, number 2. Because when faced with the second option, we get the chance to be happy instantly. At this moment, our brain releases dopamine, the happiness hormone, or God, of instant pleasure. And dopamine stimulates us to continue enjoying that immediate gratification. a deadly pleasure loop. From ancient times, our ancestors primarily lived to hunt, gather food, fight, and flee for survival. So, as long as they ate well in the present, they'd deal with later. Through evolution, this instant gratification-seeking gene has been passed down to this day, making modern humans slaves to dopamine. And look, nowadays there are so many pervasive distractions. Smartphones, social media, online games, movies. They stimulate us to the point where they are almost impossible to resist. The French philosopher and psychologist 𝐓𝐡𝐞 has a famous quote that really makes us think. The goal of most people's lives is to think as little as possible. Sounds harsh, but terrifyingly true, isn't it? The Emotional Elephant and the Rational Rider, an endless inner battle. In the book, Switch, How to Change Things When Change is Hard, it states that two parts always exist within our brain. First is the elephant, representing emotions, instincts, the craving for instant gratification, and laziness. It's massive, powerful, and hard to control. Second is the rider, representing reason, calculation, planning, and long-term goals. He is much smaller than the elephant. Normally, the rider can control the elephant. But when the elephant wants to do something else, to have fun, to be comfortable, the tiny rider finds it very difficult to rein in this huge elephant. Imagine, you've told yourself you're determined to wake up early, to tackle work nearing its deadline. But come morning, when the alarm blares like a call to arms, your reason and emotions are wrestling each other when you hit snooze and go back to sleep. That's precisely when your reason is completely crushed by the giant emotional elephant. The harsh reality is that both the elephant and the rider are incredibly lazy. If they don't receive strong enough commands from you, they'll default to autopilot mode, meaning they'll just follow whatever has become a habit. And procrastination is exactly when we let ourselves go on autopilot without wanting to change. Why do your anti-procrastination methods usually fail? Many people offer methods to overcome the habit of procrastination. For example, creating detailed goal plans, like a never-ending to-do list, eliminating distractions, turning off your phone, locking your room door, changing to a quiet environment, going to a coffee shop, library. These methods are all great, even offering immediate results. However, most of us only focus on taking action to solve immediate procrastination. In the long run, you'll find it hard to stick with them because you probably haven't truly understood how to control your emotional elephant and guide your rational rider. Cracking the procrastination code, rooting out the problem from 3 key angles. To completely eliminate procrastination, you need to address the root of the problem. The root here means tackling it from 3 aspects: awareness, how you perceive the problem; emotion, what you feel; action, what you do. 1. Awareness, when you see the enemy. Procrastination face-to-face. First, if you can't clearly recognize your own procrastination, it will be very difficult to control your reason, the rider within you. The author of The Willpower Instinct offers a great method, the ABCDE model, to clearly understand your procrastination. A. Activating event. The event that occurs, e.g., there's a report due in 3 days. B. Beliefs, your perception of the event, e.g., today is just the first day, so I can do it tomorrow. C. Consequences, the result, e.g., you only had 1 day to work on it, so your report wasn't good, and your boss tore it apart. D. Disputing irrational belief, reevaluating B, changing your perception, e.g., why do I have to wait until the 2nd day to start? E. Effect, improving them, e.g., next time, I'll start working on it sooner. Typically, the procrastination enemy will make you stop at C. You might feel incredibly sad and blame yourself. Oh my God, I'm so bad. Or you might try to comfort yourself. Whatever, it was only 1 day. I tried my best anyway. However, self-blame only makes you lose more confidence, while an excuse-making mindset is a dangerous habit that leads to blaming others and resisting change. To break through, you must push yourself to D. Disputing irrational belief. Reevaluating here isn't about reconsidering A. This task is too hard or too boring. I need to do something else. But rather looking back at B, examining your perception. Ask yourself, why do I have to wait until the second day to start? I remember when I was in middle school, there was one year my academic performance plummeted so badly that my parents were called to school. The main reason for my poor grades back then was pure procrastination. After school, I'd usually play first and only study later. When it was almost bedtime, I'd finally pull out my books. Sometimes, if I couldn't finish, I'd just copy my friend's homework the next morning. Don't you dare follow my example. Meanwhile, my younger sister was only in 4th grade at the time. After school, her friends would call out from the doorstep, inviting her to play jump rope, dolls, all sorts of exciting games. But she insisted on finishing her homework before going out. So I asked, "Why are you so well-behaved and studious?" To my surprise, she replied, "No, I don't love studying. This is just my duty, and I have to finish it so I can truly relax and enjoy playing." Exactly. Why don't we finish our tasks first so we can fully enjoy those moments of relaxation, free from worries? Reflecting on it, my sister's actions, a mere 4th grader, perfectly fit this ABCDE model. If a 4th grader can think and act like that, then why can't you and I? 2. Emotion. Become the rider of your own emotions. Don't let the emotional elephant crush you. Become its rider. After all, procrastination falls into one of these 3 scenarios. Scenario 1. Anxiety, fear, and toxic perfectionism. You're worried about not doing well, so you keep putting off action. Or you tell yourself you need to prepare perfectly before acting. For example, if you're participating in a singing competition or speaking in front of a crowd. In reality, your anxious feelings stem from perfectionism. Here, perfectionism isn't the positive pursuit of excellence, but rather an excessive preoccupation with what others think of you. You want to maintain a perfect image in everyone's eyes, and because of that, you fear failure and hesitate to act. But I have to tell you a harsh truth. Not that many people in this world are actually paying attention to you. Only you care about your performance and reputation. There's a great saying, an undying mantra. Done is better than perfect, just get started and finish it. It's far better than being a perfectionist. The truth is, the more you chase perfection, the worse the outcome often gets. Therefore, we must control your feelings of anxiety and fear of failure and act immediately. Scenario 2. The task is too difficult, overwhelming, or time-effort consuming. You procrastinate because the task itself is too difficult for your abilities, or it demands a lot of time and effort, making it hard for you to start right away. For instance, creating some content or studying a particularly challenging subject. When faced with a highly challenging task, our emotions often lean towards anxiety, sometimes leading to tension and stress. It's not that we don't want to do it, it's just we can't figure out how. But as they say, all roads lead to Rome, or to the deadline, depending on how you look at it. For any task, there are many paths to success, many methods to solve it. It's just a matter of whether you want to or not. Perhaps the most crucial thing that can help you overcome the emotional obstacle of anxiety and procrastination is motivation. When you procrastinate on difficult tasks, it's actually because you lack sufficient motivation at that moment. Think about how the task is meaningful to you first. Only then can you get started and act. Haven't you noticed that when you procrastinate until the very last minute, when you absolutely can't refuse the task anymore, you still get it done? Perhaps you won't find it as difficult as you initially thought. So, give yourself that extra push of motivation and get started right away. Don't wait until the fire is under your butt to finally run. Scenario 3. Unappealing tasks, lack of motivation, laziness. You procrastinate because the task isn't very appealing to you, leading to a lack of motivation to do it. For instance, you know reading books is beneficial, but you still haven't picked one up. You know you're too overweight, but you still haven't gotten a gym membership. When faced with this type of procrastination, our emotions are often indifference and boredom. It breeds laziness within us. If you saw above how scary dopamine can be, how it mesmerizes our brains into seeking instant gratification, then on the other hand, it can also be incredibly lovely if you truly know how to harness it. It will make your life much more interesting. For example, maybe you don't initially enjoy reading, but you love listening to music and relaxing in a coffee shop. Combine them. Music and a cool environment will make your brain release more dopamine. From there, finishing your reading will become faster, and you might even find it enjoyable. Pair things that stimulate dopamine release with tasks you're not very enthusiastic about. You might find that unexciting task surprisingly fun. 3. Action. Turn iron will into real results. After we've recognized your procrastination situation and understood your emotions, the final step is to act. I often tell my students, to succeed, you must first align your mindset. Only when you correctly perceive your procrastination and control your emotions can you take the right actions. The ultimate step to conquering procrastination is to completely eliminate distractions. Find a time slot where no one will disturb you. Turn off all notifications on your phone and computer. Use tools like Pomodoro, the tomato technique, or Forest to help you focus. But if even these methods don't help you sit still patiently and you still find yourself seeking out tempting distractions, you can use an effective technique that I've personally tried. Shout, "Stop!" out loud. The moment you reach for your phone or click your mouse to an entertainment tab, just yell, "Stop!" It's like a command that makes the emotional elephant within you obediently listen. It might sound a little crazy, but trust me, it's surprisingly effective. Conclusion: be the master of your life, not a slave to procrastination. So there you have it, the method to completely put an end to procrastination within you. To eradicate the habit of procrastination at its root, you must clearly understand yourself through the ABCDE model, control your emotions within, becoming the rider of your elephant, and act immediately with smart strategies. Give it a try. If you succeed, comment below so we can discuss and improve together. I hope you'll soon defeat the demon of procrastination, master your own life, and create a truly awesome, improve everyday version of yourself.